Good morning, students. Myself, Nisha Parekh from Devkiba Mohan Singh Ji Chauhan College of Law, and I am going to discuss today the provisions regarding Consumer Protection Act 1986. The Consumer Protection Act 1986 was enacted for the better protection of the interest of consumer. The provisions of the act came into force with effect from 15th April 1987. Consumer Protection Act imposed strict liability on a manufacturer in case of supply of defective goods by him and a service provider in case of deficiency in service rendering by them. The main objectives of Consumer Protection Acts are to protect the consumer from abuse, to provide a cost effective and time effective machinery to redress the grievances relating to consumer, to ensure a better quality of living by improving the quality of consumer product and services. Some main features of Consumer Protection Acts are it's applied to all goods, services, unfair trade practices and restrictive trade practices unless specifically exempted by the central government. It covers all sectors whether they are private, public or cooperative. It provides for establishment of consumer protection councils at the central, state and district level to promote and protect the rights of consumer, and a three-tier quasi-judicial machinery to deal with consumer grievances and disputes. For the basic understanding of Consumer Protection Act, it is very much needed to understand the terminology of Consumer Protection Act. The first question we have to understand is who is consumer? According to section 2(1)(d) of the Consumer Protection Act, consumer is a person who buy any goods for consideration including a hire purchase. It means if any person purchase any goods on EMI basis through the loans, then he or she is covered under the umbrella of consumer. Any use of such goods for consideration but excluded one who obtain for resale for the commercial purpose. It means if any person purchase any goods for manufacturing of something or for the business purpose, he or she is not a consumer. Hire a service for consideration and include a beneficiary of such service if avail of with approval of the hirer. It means if you are going to a government hospital and avail the services of doctor with the permission of state government, you are a consumer. Second things to understand is goods. As per Sales of Goods Act, all the movable property excluded money and actionable claims are goods. Then what is service? According to section 2(o), service means service of any description which is made available to potential users and includes the provisions of facility in connection with banking, financing, insurance, transport, processing, supply of electricity or other energy board or loading or both purveying of news or other information. But the term service does not include the rendering of service free of charge, and if you are rendering service under a contract of personal service, it means advocates, solicitors who are rendering service on personal basis are not covered as a service providers. Section 5 of Consumer Protection Act 1986 discuss about various rights of consumer. These rights are right to safety, right to information, right to choice, right to be heard, right to seek redressal, right to consumer education, right to basic needs, right to healthy environments. Now, let's discuss these rights in details. Right to safety means to be protected against the marketing of goods or the provisions of service that are hazardous to the health and life of the consumer. Right to information means the protection against dishonest or misleading advertisement or labeling, and the right to be given facts and information needed to make an informed choice by the consumer. Right to choice means to choose product at competitive price with an assurance of satisfactory quality. Right to representation means to express consumer interest in the making and execution of government policies. Right to seek redressal means right to complain, to be compensated for the misinterpretation, so the goods or unsatisfactory services. Right to consumer education means right to acquire the knowledge and skill necessary to be an informed consumer. Right to basic needs, which guarantee survival, adequate food, clothing, shelter, health care, education, and sanitization. Right to health environment means right to live and work in an environment which is neither threatening nor dangerous and which permit a life of dignity and well-being. Consumer needs protection basically against four main things, which are unfair trade practice, restrictive trade practice, defects, and deficiencies. Now, let's understand all these four terms. First, unfair trade practice include adopting unfair method or deception to promote sale, use or supply of goods or services, misleading public price, charging more than MRP rates, misleading public about another goods or services, falsely claiming a sponsorship, approval or affiliation from various authorities, offering misleading guarantees or warranties. Restricted trade practice means price fixing or output restraint in terms of delivery, flow of supply to impose unjustified cost, restriction on consumer, market fixing, supply only to the particular distributor or supply to the distributor with condition of sale only within the particular territory, delaying in supplying of goods or services which lead to rise in price, requiring a consumer to buy, hire any goods or service as a condition to buy or hire another goods or services. Defect means any fault, imperfection or shortcoming in the quality, quantity, potency, purity and standard which is required to be maintained by or under any law for the time being in force or under any contract express or implied is claimed by the trader in manner whatsoever in relation to any goods. Deficiency means there are any fault, imperfection, shortcoming or inadequacy in the quality, nature, manner of performance which is required to be maintained by or under any law which is time being in force or by any personal contract in relation to service. It means clearly understand that there are defects always in a goods and deficiency always in a service. One more thing to understand is contract of personal services and contract for personal services. If any person rendering service for fees, it's a contract of personal service which is expressly excluded from the ambit of Consumer Protection Act. If there is a relation between service provider and service receiver is in nature of employer and employee, then it's a contract for personal service and not a contract of personal service. Now, who can file the complaint under Consumer Protection Act? Any consumer association, central government or state government, one or more consumer having same interest. In case of death of a consumer, his legal heirs or legal representative can file complaint under the Consumer Protection Act. Reasons to file complaint. One can file a consumer complaint under Consumer Protection Act 1986 for the reasons first, when a company cheat consumer after purchasing a product, cheating by giving false promises, guarantees or warranties, not delivering the goods and services for which payment is made by consumer. Consumer has suffered loss or damage as a result of any unfair trade practice. Any unfair trade practice as defined in an act or restrictive trade practice like tie-up sale adopted by the traders. The goods purchased suffer from one or more defects. The trader charging excess of amount of the price display on goods or any packet containing such goods or fixed by any law for time being in force. The goods hazardous to life and safety when used are being offered for sale to public in contravention of provisions of any law. Deficiencies in services, misleading advertisement and false representation, and any other factor which are affect the rights of consumers. The complaint must be filed within 3 months of purchase, and if there are need of lab testing, then consumer can file complaint within the 5 months of purchase of goods and services. There are some essential information needed in the application: name and address of the complainant, name and full address of the opposite party, description of goods and service, quality and quantity of goods and service, price, date and proof of purchase, nature of deception, type of redressal prayed for. Then, where the complaint can be filed. A consumer can file complaint in a territory which opposite party is residing or having a business, or second, where the reason of action or reason of complaint is arrived, cause of action is arrived. If the claim does not exceed rupees 20 lakhs, then consumer has to file complaint in a district forum. If claim is more than rupees 20 lakh but does not exceeding 1 crore, then consumer has to file complaint in state commission or state consumer redressal forum. And if claim is exceeding 1 crore, then consumer has to file complaint before National Commission. Some relief or remedies available to consumer under the Consumer Protection Act: removal of defect from the goods, replacements of goods, refund of the price, compensation of loss or injury suffered by the consumer, removal of deficiency in a service, and stopping the sale of hazardous goods. The Consumer Protection Act provides two types of authority. One is redressal authorities, which are three-tier arrangement: district forum at district level, state forum at state level, and national forum at national level. District forum in consists of a president and two other members. Among one must be a woman. The member must having experience of law, accountancy, consumer protection, social welfare of more than 10 years. The president can be a retired or working judge of district court. They are appointed by state government. The pecuniary jurisdiction of the district forum is below 20 lakhs. The agency can send the goods for testing in lab. If the aggrieved party is not satisfied by the judgment of district forum, then they can file appeal in a state forum within the 30 days by depositing 25,000 or 50% of the penalty amount, whatever is less. State forum consists of a president and two other members. Among one must be a woman. The president must be a retired or working judge of high court. They all are appointed by state government. State forum had a jurisdiction to entertain complaint when the value of goods or service exceeding 20 lakhs and up to 1 crore. The State Commission sends the goods for testing in a lab if required. If upset party is not satisfied with the judgment, then they can file appeal in a national commission within the 30 days by depositing rupees 35,000 or 50% of penalty amount, whichever is less. National forum, it consists of a president and four members, one of whom shall be a woman. They are appointed by central government. In 1986, it had jurisdiction to entertain complaints where the value of goods or services exceed 20 lakhs, but now it exceeds to rupees 1 crore. National Commission can send the goods for lab testing if it is required. The aggrieved party can file appeal against the judgment of National Forum in the Supreme Court within 30 days from the judgment. The Consumer Protection Act 1986 also provide for council, which is advisory body, district council at district level, state council at state level, and central council at national level. The District Consumer Protection Council shall consist of member, namely the collector of district as the chairman and any other members as official as prescribed by the state government. The district council shall meet at least twice in a year, and the procedure for the meeting will be set by state government. The State Consumer Protection Council consists of members named Minister in charge of consumer affairs in a state government as its chairman, other members of officials or non-officials member as may be prescribed by the state government. It also meet at least twice in a year. The procedure will be described by the state government. Central Consumer Protection Council consists of members, namely The minister in charge of consumer affairs in a central government as its chairman and any other members may be prescribed by central government. The Central Consumer Protection Council shall meet at least one in a year. Now I am going to discuss various cases regarding Consumer Protection Act. The first case is Chandra Prakash versus MET Institute of Computer Science. Mr. Chandra Prakash was in a final year of BSc when he sought admission in Institute for MCS. The institute had stipulated that in order to pursue the MCS course, student has to clear third year of exams. He deposited the fees before declaration of result. After declaration of result, he had failed in exam. He tried to withdraw the admission and request for refund of fees from the institute, but institute did not respond. Finally, he sent legal notice to the institute and lodged a complaint in a consumer forum. After the judgment of consumer forum, the institute had to pay complainant Chetan Prakash rupees 32,000 as a compensation for the harassment and also course fee rupees 62,200. The second case is Krishna Kumar Bajaj versus PepsiCo. Bajaj, a resident of Ahmedabad, had purchased a lace packet on 28 June 2010 and since it's being underweight. He wrote twice to the manufacturer while the first letter got no reply, and in reply of second letter, company offered Bajaj gift hamper which Mr. Bajaj had refused. Bajaj approached Consumer Protection representative and wrote to PepsiCo company. Company refused to accept their fault and gave several unsatisfactory clarification to the consumer. Then Mr. Bajaj take this issue to the Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum and Consumer Dispute Redressal Forum give favorable ruling. As per the judgment, PepsiCo company has to deposit rupees 2 lakhs in consumer welfare fund and award of rupees 2,75,000 as a punitive damage to the Bajaj and also ordered to pay rupees 75,000 as a cost of litigation. The third most important judgment is Dharamdas Pritani versus HD Ergo General Insurance Company. The insurance company also claimed that policyholder must be hospitalized for at least 24 hours for reimbursement. The complainant claimed that the treatment was recognized by the United States and 40 hospitals in India use EECP method to treat heart patients. The forum said the document furnished by consumer support to his claim. Complainant was a heart patient who underwent a treatment which did not require hospitalization. Thus, he should not reimburse rupees 1,18,000. After the judgment, Consumer Redressal Forum of India's finance capital Mumbai has directed insurance company to pay rupees 1,18,000 toward compensation for claim of policy holder and sum of rupees 5,000 for mental harassment. Thank you.